What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. With today's video, we are jumping into Dark Knights of Steel, issue number 8. I am finally back from my vacation, and we are getting caught up on all the awesome comics that have been coming out. So make sure that you guys are checking out our new issue of Hulk that we'll be releasing after this video, as well as Immortal X-Men. Now, the last time we left off with Dark Knights of Steel, what we had seen is the war about ready to break out. The Kingdom of Storms, the House of El. These two superpowers are about to go head to head. And all while this battle is about ready to get underway, we are finally understanding who is the puppet master and why do they want these two kingdoms clashing together. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are immediately picking up with the Joker. At this point, we have to assume that he is the Green Man everybody has been talking about, and we see him wielding a Green Lantern ring. More than likely, this is a counterpart to our crime syndicate Green Lantern, the Emerald Knight from Earth 3. For those that don't know, it's kind of like an evil version of the Green Lantern Corps, where the Green Lantern Corps, they have really become more like overlords, because while Joker is flying over the staging arena for all the forces that are about to have their battle, the ring is letting him know that it is time. It is time for the kings and queens to fall. It is time for magic to end. It is time for this era to die. And so while Joker flies off and he does his plotting and scheming, we are picking up with Queen Anissa, and we have the Queen of the Amazons. With the death of Black Lightning, the Kingdom of Storms is going to war. The Amazons are joining them by their side, and so while they make their battle plans, we have John Constantine that is off to the side. He has some kind of secret weapon, and we know this to be the young prince, returned back from the dead. Constantine is keeping him hidden away and going to use him as a secret weapon, and the question does go out. Not really sure what is going on, but they feel like they might be getting pushed into this war, as if somebody on the outside is manipulating the entire situation. But Constantine, he is overwhelmed with sorrow. With the death of Jefferson Pierce, with the death of the king, Constantine is now on the warpath, wanting nothing more than revenge. Believing that the House of El has stood for too long, that their evil actions have been overlooked for far too many years. Believing that Lois Lane thinking this idea that someone is manipulating it is just her heart. Lois Lane always tries to see the good in people, but Constantine believes this causes her to really forget their sins or overlook their sins. The fact of the matter, they cannot overlook all the innocents the House of El has imprisoned. That is what takes us down to the El Dungeons, having two very familiar faces. We have Dinah and we have Oliver Queen, the two of them imprisoned. Oliver is able to knock the mask off of Canary's face. With doing this, they have a conversation. We already know why Green Arrow is here. He is the one that tried or did assassinate the king. When it comes to Canary, they believe her to be a banshee, with her ability to scream like she does. She is seen as nothing more than a threat to the El power. As the two of them really start to talk some more, we learn that Canary's abilities, she really hasn't honed them in. That if she were to try to break them out of this place, it would probably bring down the entire castle. This is where Oliver Queen, he wants to teach her about aim, teach her how to hone her gift and properly use it to free them out of this prison. And so while they work on that, we jump over to Hob Forest. We have the Kingdom of Storms and the Amazons marching their way towards the House of El. As they make their way there, this is where they get intercepted by Harley Quinn and Amanda Waller, advisor and general to the House of El. They have come for a plea. They have come to try and stop this war before it ever takes place. They know what this battle will do. When you have Kryptonians on your side, Harley Quinn is being the voice of reason, saying she would like to skip all of the bloodshed and try to find some kind of common ground, find a way to prevent this war from ever happening. And the only thing that they want are the elves. But for the Kingdom of El, they are the monarchs. They are the heroes. They are the friends in this kingdom. The people wouldn't simply give them up. There is no common ground to be found. Knowing that they are unwilling to listen, they prepare to make their exit. This is when John Constantine absolutely loses it, saying that that is a general, that is an advisor to the House of El. What we should do is capture them right now and take them off the playing field. But the Queen of the Amazons and the Queen of Storms, they refuse to do anything to them. They came here as messengers. They came in peace to talk about hopefully stopping the entire war. To take them prisoner now would seem unhonorable. John Constantine not caring a lick about honor, getting ready to burn them alive. That, of course, is when the forest, it comes after the entire army. Vines in every which way. Soldiers fighting for their lives. This could very likely be the end of this battle before it even begins. That is all because of Poison Ivy. Doing this for Harley Quinn. We have Poison Ivy that sits here and holds off an entire army by herself, giving Amanda Waller and Harley Quinn the opportunity to make their escape as they sit here and try to battle through all of these vines. This is where we see the Joker come in with his Green Lantern ring. The ring letting him know that the armies cannot fall here. Seeing the source of all of this, taking Poison Ivy by surprise, the Joker flies in behind her and he puts her down into the ground. That is where we pick up with Queen El. Amanda Waller and Harley Quinn coming to her, letting her know exactly what transpired. But as they peer over the wall, the army is already at the gates, as Amanda Waller gets ready to let loose a volley of arrows. That is where we have Jor-El and Wonder Woman coming in, telling them to hold their fire. They want one last opportunity to stop this war. Diana trying to talk to her mother, trying to tell her that this is not the way to go, and that if she wants to take this castle, she is gonna have to go through Diana. This is where Constantine uses his secret weapon, the young prince filling up Zala-El's lungs with water. Jacob using his powers to slowly drown our Kryptonian as she sits and pukes up water. Diana struggling to try and figure out how to stop this, to figure out what is going on. Diana looking up to her mother, and her mother does absolutely nothing. This is when the Queen arrives, coming in, smashing the ground, sending forces flying back in opposite directions. And they tell the Queen that she need not be foolish, to surrender now if she truly loves her people. She also goes on to say that they have her son. They have Clark. This is something that Queen Anissa did not know anything about. But the Queen of the Amazons, she doesn't want a battle. She wants the House of El to surrender. While Anissa would love to have these guys' heads put on a spike, the problem is, if you kill the El family, they will turn into martyrs. The people would be at war for generations, believing that there are other ways to end this, that nobody actually has to die. As the two queens go to shake hands, we see Queen El use her vision and she cuts the Queen of the Amazons right in half. And in that instant, this war has begun. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, they made us wait a long time for issue number 8. And I'm a little bit disappointed in how little detail it actually gives us. Now, it does push the story forward. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, but I would have liked a little bit more out of it. Maybe a little bit more of the Joker, maybe just a little bit of the world building itself. With only 4 more issues left, this is such a world that I want to explore more and more. Moreover, I want to figure out what is going on with Joker. I'm hoping that maybe the next issue, maybe the next 2 issues, is going to be hugely centered around the Joker, around how he got the Green Lantern ring, and if it's really connected to the Emerald Knight, so on and so forth. I really do feel like this is almost a futile battle, because at the end of the day, we are talking about Kryptonians versus regular people. Now, there are individuals that have superpowers, that have meta powers, but are they truly a force that can stand up to multiple Kryptonians? And then you add on top of that the entire army that stands at the Kryptonians' backs. Now, the House of El themselves could probably wipe out a good majority of this army. This is an absolute bloodbath. Yes, the House of El is going to take some losses, but nowhere in comparison to the Amazons and the Kingdom of Storms. And there have been whispers from Lois Lane all the way to Diana, people on both sides of this battlefield recognizing that there is something fishy going on. There is something out of place, almost as if they had been pushed into this war. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with Dark Knights of Steel. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.